Chapter 38. Jason. Jason's jaw dropped. The central section of Aeolus's fortress was as big as a cathedral, with a soaring domed roof covered in silver. Television equipment floated randomly through the air. Cameras, spotlights, set pieces, potted plants, and there was no floor. Leo almost fell through the chasm before Jason pulled him back. "Holy!" Leo gulped. "Hey, Millie, a little warning next time." An enormous circular pit plunged into the heart of the mountain. It was probably half a mile deep, honeycombed with caves. Some of the tunnels probably led straight outside. Jason remembered seeing winds blast out of them when they'd been on Pike's Peak. Other caves were sealed with some glistening material like glass or wax. The whole cavern bustled with harpies, aurorae, and paper airplanes. But for someone who couldn't fly, it would be a very long and very fatal flaw. "Oh my," Millie gasped. "I'm so sorry." She unclipped a walkie-talkie from somewhere inside her robes and spoke into it. "Hello, Sets? Is that Nuggets? Hi, Nuggets. Can we get a floor in the main studio, please? Yes, a solid one. Thanks." A few seconds later, an army of harpies rose from the pit. 36 or so demon chicken ladies, all carrying squares of various building material. They went to work hammering and gluing, and using large quantities of duct tape, which didn't reassure Jason. In no time, there was a makeshift floor snaking out over the chasm. It was made of plywood, marble blocks, carpet squares, wedges of grass sod, and just about everything. "This can't be safe," Jason said. "Oh, it is," Millie assured him. "The harpies are very good." Easy for her to say. She just drifted across without touching the floor. But Jason decided he had his best chance at surviving since he could fly, so he stepped out first. Amazingly, the floor held. Piper gripped his hand as she followed. "If I fall, you're catching me." Sure." Jason hoped he wasn't blushing. Leo stepped out next. "You're catching me too, Superman, but I ain't holding your hand." Millie led them towards the middle of the chamber, where a loose spear of flat-paneled video screens floated around a kind of control center. A man hovered inside, checking monitors and reading paper airplane messages. The man paid them no attention at all as Millie brought them forward. She pushed a 42-inch Sony out of the way and led them into the control area. Leo whistled. "I gotta get a room like this!" The floating screen showed all sorts of television programs. Some Jason recognized, news broadcasts mostly, but some programs looked a little strange. Gladiators fighting, demigods battling monsters. Maybe they were movies, but it looked more like reality shows. At the far end of the sphere was a silky blue backdrop like a cinema screen, with cameras and studio lights floating around it. The man in the center was talking into an earpiece phone. He had a remote control in each hand and was pointing them at various screens, seemingly at random. He wore a business suit that looked like the sky, blue mostly, but dappled with clouds that changed and darkened and moved across the fabric. He looked like he was in his 60s, with a shock of white hair, but he had a ton of stage makeup on, and that smooth plastic surgery look to his face, so he appeared not really young, not really old, just wrong, like a Ken doll someone had melted halfway in a microwave. His eyes darted back and forth from screen to screen like he was trying to absorb everything at once. He muttered things into his phone, and his mouth kept twitching. He was either amused, or crazy, or both. Melly floated towards him. Sir, Mr. Aeolus, these demigods..." "Hold it!" He held up a watch to silence her, then pointed up to one of the screens. "Watch!" It was one of those storm chaser programs, where insane thrill-seekers drive after tornadoes. As Jason watched, a jeep plowed straight into a funnel cloud and got tossed up into the sky. Aeolus shrieked with delight. "Oh, the Disaster Channel! People do that on purpose!" He turned towards Jason with a mad grin. "Isn't that amazing? Hey, let's watch it again!" Sir," Millie said, "this is Jason, son of..." Yes, I remember," Aeolus said. "You're back. How did it go?" Jason hesitated. "Sorry, I think you have me mistaken." No, Jason Grace. It was you. It was, what, last year? You were on your way to fight a sea monster, I believe." I don't remember." Aeolus laughed. "Must not have been a very good sea monster. No, I remember every hero who's come here for me for aid. Odysseus, gods, he docked at my island for a month. At least you only stayed a few days. Now watch this video. These ducks get sucked right into a... Sir, Millie interrupted. 2 minutes to air. Air? Aeolus exclaimed. I love air. How do I look? Makeup!